You got Paul's Boutique on.
I do. I got this in the mail yesterday.
Okay.
What do you think?
It looks pretty good. It's one of those things that people have to know it. You know, that's the fun part.
They do have to know it. You have a stray outlet cord hanging on your chair.
Yes, I do. That's mine. That's mine. Yeah. Duh.
Is it?
I think I forgot. Yeah.
See,
I
so
forgot about it.
That was your bad.
That was my bad. Ooh. There.
All right,
bad.
let's do it.
Let's do this.
I think we're good.
All right.
I'm watching levels. Nobody cares about this stuff, but again, we don't have a producer, so suck it.
It's all us. Mostly
all
Lance.
us.
But
Wow. What are you gonna do?
yeah.
Do you notice, world, if you are watching with your eyeballs and not your ear holes? You can't do that. I made that up. We look a lot prettier now.
It looks good.
You like it?
Good complexion.
We're not going to show them the magic that
No.
is making us look pretty.
But if you look at my reflection of my glasses,
don't sell it. Don't let them know.
No,
Giving
no.
it away.
give it away. Give it
Shall
away,
we?
Give it away now.
We're going to try this.
Let's do this.
You ready?
Did you bring the ice for this?
4 and 3 and 2 and 1. What up?
Ah, you were faster. That's okay.
Yeah, one of these times. Cheers, mofo. Happy 6 months.
Yes, 6 months of having
It has come.
a diagnosis of cancer, and I'm on currently round 13. That's a baker's dozen.
6 months of kicking its ass.
Yeah, I've been doing amazingly well.
Mm-hmm.
My doctors, I guess, didn't think I would have a response that I had when I first got my first scan.
Yeah.
So you have your first scan to see where you're at, and then you go through a few treatments, scan again, and that first scan, my doctor was like, whoa, that responded pretty well. So I'm like, great, let's keep going.
Yeah.
So today, Mom went with me because she hasn't met my cancer doctor. So
Okay.
walked her through the process of getting checked in. You have to get the temperature, and then you get a sticker to show that you've been checked in with
Nice.
that.
Okay.
They're sticklers on that. Like,
Yeah.
if you walk around with no sticker on, you're gonna get a talking to. And like, okay,
It's fair, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
Given the situation out
somehow
there.
you walk in without getting, I don't know, anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, so she got to go in, and I had to tell her, you got to go get checked in over here for the temperature. Then you got to go hit the elevators, go up to the second floor, go all the way down here, and then don't check in, just go around everyone and go to the next room over, and she figured it all out, and then met the doctor. And so luckily she is in a position to meet the doctor where it's not so heavy news, you know. So he basically just checked in, how you doing, how you feeling, this and that.
Yeah.
And found out my doctor has an iPhone, the most recent iPhone.
It's because he's not a villain.
Well, he's a doctor. He had his phone like this.
He was filming you.
Probably what?
Yeah.
Who knows? It's like a body cam for
funny.
for like a police officer. Let's see how that patient's doing.
Yeah.
So he has his phone out like that in his pocket. And
Right.
I noticed the 1, 2, 3. There's 3 cameras on like the most recent iPhone. So
yeah.
I was like, is that an iPhone? And he's like, oh yeah, this I got this last fall. And so this
Like,
is,
you want it?
pretty much, right? And so I'm like, oh man, my buddy keeps, and I kind of brought you up, and I'm like, my buddy keeps telling me that I need to make the switch. And,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I got an iPad, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I actually made the switch around 2012, 2013, and it's a little bit different for a bit, but now I'm used to it, and it's,
So he was an Android.
he was an
guy.
Android, yeah.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay.
You won't go back. You won't go back. It's so nice to use iMessage. It's so streamlined. It's like a
What about
butterfly.
What about stuff I have on my phone now? Can I I have notes? I have pictures. Can I do that, or is that
Now you will have new notes I'm not sure if you can transfer pictures, but you can put them on your computer.
Yeah, I can do
I
that.
mean, here's the thing. You're not going to keep them on there forever anyway.
No, but like, I mean, I have like stand-up premises and like that stuff's kind of important to me.
No,
you
that's you're still going to have all. You can still retain that, but I don't know as far as transferring Android notes to an Apple. I'm sure that's not a thing.
Okay.
So maybe, you just connect to a wireless printer and just print all that shit out.
Call it
And
good.
then you
start
got hard
new.
copies. Yeah.
Yeah, and do that.
Also, it's best to move on anyway.
Yeah, and move on. And then
New material.
maybe if I have an iPhone, we could use my phone for recording because it won't only record for 10 minutes at a time.
There is that. There is that.
And then I can, I don't know, record stuff. 'Cause it seems like, have you ever recorded a video on your phone and edited it on your phone?
I've never done that because I kind of have a skill
You do, but
on my computer.
there's some YouTubers out there that only use their phone, and that's how they edit.
You told me about that.
Yeah.
But that's not how I roll.
In a pinch, I guess maybe that's, I don't know. But I don't know. Maybe I'll make the jump one of these days. And
Tomorrow. Let's go tomorrow.
$900. Let's
gonna
burn
be-
it.
It's gonna be good. Well, I got something.
Yeah.
Remember, I texted you yesterday or the day before. I was looking at some booze, and I was trying to get a celebratory thing for kicking cancer's ass for 6
6
months.
months. Thank you. Yeah.
So I was looking around, and I saw a bunch of tequila, but then I messaged you and said, scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like tequila? And eventually you texted me back and you said 10, which I feel like I should have known that if it was such a solid number. However, I was already out of the store.
oh,
And
okay.
so I got, here it is. I got this. It's
Oh,
a
yeah, yeah.
watermelon smash.
Sweet.
Bursting watermelon shot. Now, Captain Morgan, sponsor?
Yeah, we can ask.
I'll pick that up later.
That'd be so cool if
So-
we get a sponsor. That'd be so
So one of these days. Oh, look, it's even got a fan. No, it's still just hollow. They just made it look fancy up there. What's
what
that all
is
about?
with that? Like
The bottle? It's
No,
supposed to look like a watermelon.
It's supposed to look like a cannonball, like a
Captain Morgan, if you are looking for somebody to
But like
hawk your goods,
the
as long
thing
as it
on the
tastes good.
top.
Yeah.
When you open it and it has that plastic.
Oh, yeah, that thing. I'm not sure.
I've never got that. Just pour it
Well,
and put it in your fucking glass.
maybe by narrowing the hole a little bit, maybe that makes it better.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
What
I feel like
science.
there's some jokes to be made in there. But anyway, let's do a thing.
Let's try some watermelon.
So these are my low glasses.
I got the Riddler.
my Batman
Oh.
Forever. Yep, I've got Two-Face here. Did you get that water?
I
out of
gotta
there?
sip the water out. Apparently it's hot. Yeah.
We're fancy. Now, I was comparing the alcohol content versus some of the other stuff. I even looked at just regular Captain Morgan, and it was, thank you, it was 35% for that. So this one's only 25%. So I guess they had to give 10 for flavor.
That's
So we're gonna turn this into an actual drink instead of a shot.
let's do it.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Here, hand it. There we go. There we go. I got you. So, is that? Yeah, that's about right. Here you are, sir.
Oh my gosh. This looks I don't know if they have this all the time, but usually like the watermelon and the apple is kind of seasonal, but I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I saw it and I'd never had it.
It smells like a Jolly Rancher.
It does. It
Man,
does.
and then you have the punch.
Captain Morgan Watermelon Smash. Smashing your taste buds.
That's smooth.
You like it?
That is liquid Jolly Rancher.
Wow. It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like Jolly Rancher and, well, rum.
Booze. Rum. Yeah. It's already in it. It's already in it.
Really? That's pretty much what it is.
That's
Nice.
That's a good sipper. It's
Nice. Yeah.
not in your face.
Not too bad at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, 6 months
Six
kicking
whole
its
months.
ass, man. I love it.
Yeah, I'm very very fortunate where I'm at, and I've only been on the cold sensitivity med for I don't know how many rounds I got after round 5, and I think I was on it for 5 rounds, and I haven't been on it since.
Okay.
So my doctor was saying, "Well, the last scan you had was decent, so we're just going to keep you going, and you're looking good." And he has nothing but good news, I guess. So
Now, remind me, was it your first scan? Not obviously not the very first scan that you ever had, because that was to establish kind of what was going on.
yeah.
But was it the very next scan that they noticed that the chemo was doing its job? Is that right away?
Pretty much
Yeah.
because I was on chemo and this.
Yeah.
But-
This is the first time, if you happen to check out
Yeah.
the YouTube video, this is what his chemo thing looks
this in
like.
frame?
Yeah. His fanny pack.
This guy in frame. You
Yeah.
can see it?
I
Okay.
think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks kind of like a game. So this is fun because I know a lot of people who've had cancer and everyone's affected by cancer. That's how crazy this disease is. That everyone knows someone with cancer, So I take this opportunity to at least show kind of what my journey is all about.
Right.
I get that some people are private, but I'm not really that kind of person. I'm learning about myself along the way, and I like to teach other people. Like, hey, this is right here is my chemo, and this little right here, and
that's a full one because you just got it.
I just got it today, and then it'll slowly pump into my port that's up here for about 2 days. And it's just been interesting because I know there's some people that are from work that are cancer survivors. One person in particular told me she had like breast cancer or something, and back, I don't know, it was like 10 years ago. She had to go through and actually get it like as an IV in her arm for like 3 hours. So
That was only 10 years ago?
yeah, it's changed a bunch. So like 10 years ago, not that long ago, you would go in every other day.
Wow.
And
Well,
then-
but then it would hit you a lot harder if you're getting that
Yeah.
like a day's worth or a day and a half
Yeah,
that in a 3-hour period.
absolutely true. Yeah.
Wow.
So I show her this and she's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Well, it kind of looks like a little
Like wave of the future, man.
they call it a cassette." But I don't hear any music playing,
Like how you held it up to her.
I'm like, no, okay. It kind of looks like a little Game Boy, but it's just like my little chemo pump.
Yeah.
And then I go in every Friday and turn it in, and then they take my needle out, and then I just go about my life for another 2 weeks. And this has a shelf life of about a month. So the chemo can last, for a dose of this, can last me for a month.
Wow.
And I'm getting it every 2 weeks. So it's kind of double slamming what I got going on. So I don't know. I kind of like showing people this, and they're just kind of in awe of it. And it's like, I know, I get to have a life. This sucker means I can go about my life and still do the things I still want to do.
Now, you adjusted to that pretty well, pretty early on, but can you, I guess, describe what it was like going from getting it the first time and kind of the struggles that you had with it,
Yeah.
or what you were trepidatious about versus now?
Well, where I'm at now, okay, so when we started it all, I had a meeting with the urologist, and they got the scan. So I got a scan. The urologist looked at it and said, "You have a blockage in your right kidney. Your left kidney's fine, but we're kind of concerned that there might be some tumors pinching a tube that goes to your kidney, so your kidney's not emptying properly." And it's like, okay. So then he scheduled. I think the hardest part about this beginning was, I know my predicament. I know I have cancer. I know where it is, but I didn't actually start chemo for about a month.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a while before so I'm sitting there in my head, like, is it spreading? Is it like,
Now, what was the circumstance about that? And first of all, that's not the first time that you had to wait.
Yeah.
Because
Endoscope.
doctor here in town decided that, nah, you're fine. Very similar to what he did with me on something. But
yeah. So I waited.
So you ended up waiting quite a bit of time from experiencing the troubles that you were having from between that and getting chemo for the first time.
Yeah. So then I get I get scheduled for stents in my kidneys so they can, empty properly. And they were only going to put one in the right, and you have to go through. For those who don't know, you have to go through your penis, through your bladder, up into the kidneys, and they're real long. So they really only, when they take them out, they really only have to go to the bladder, and then
I feel like I would have, and they would have shut it down, but I would have campaigned very hard just to put a hole in my body
it's like
in order to
go.
avoid. Can we not?
Yeah.
Could we not? Of all the things that you've described to me, including getting a port
Yes,
on
surgery.
your chest, that seems
I
like it's the worst.
I was awake for this one.
Yeah.
So I had the stents put in, and I've never had stents put in, and I was, every time I went to the bathroom, it was stinging, and there was urine in my blood for a week and a half. And then the very next day, I got the port put in, and the port I was awake for. And so the fun part is, like, if I'm out for surgery, then I don't care. I look forward to it.
Right.
Because I'm out. Like, who gives a shit? It's kind of fun because then you just kind of play a game with yourself, and you're like, half hour later, you're just in a different room, and you're like, what happens? It's just kind of fun to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I got the doctor who put this guy in. He was pretty cool, and he came in and suggested, like, do you want left? Do you want right? I mean, I can even put it under here. Some people with breast cancer,
Wow.
they put it under here because
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it still leads right to your heart, so you can feel the tubing right here. I can feel that. It just goes zoop right to my heart. And it's saved my wrist. It's saved, having to get poked here and here. It's really been a lifesaver.
You're messing with my brain.
I know. So then fast forward 3 months. So stents have to be in me for 3 months at a time. And then they get switched out. It's kind of like, think of it like a filter. Just it builds up, and then they have to just swap them out. Second time around, I was a little bit concerned. I'm like, oh, man, I don't want to have things sting. I don't want to have urine in my blood. And we went ahead and did it, and they wouldn't let me go until I urinated. For some reason, I was chugging water. It just wasn't working. But eventually I went to the bathroom. I think it was just hesitation of going or something. And then I'm like, oh, God. And then I'm like, that didn't sting. So that was good.
Nice.
And I gained my weight back. So I was down when I first started was 150 pounds. And that was the weight I was when I graduated high school.
Yeah.
So I was not in a man body. I was in a boy body, if you think of it that way. And then now I'm up to 180.
Well, I was going to say getting the weight back was not for lack of your parents shoving food into your mouth relentlessly.
Yeah. And my doctor, honestly, he doesn't seem to be concerned about it, because we told him he was leaving for vacation, and then he's like, anything else? And I'm like, well, he's like, it looks like you're maintaining weight. That's good. And I'm like, yeah, I'd like where I'm at. But I'm like, usually I'm 170, and I think that's a good weight for me. It's not too heavy, it's not too light. And I'm like, I'm 175 now. And then he starts laughing. And my dad and I are like looking at each other, and he's like, most of my patients don't gain weight. And so then I'm like, all right, I honestly didn't know if he was concerned about my cholesterol, or if I'm getting stress on the body because you just have a little bit more weight, or whatever the case is. But he didn't seem to mind. And I would love to see where I stack up against other patients that are, I get cancer's different. I know cancer's in different parts of people's bodies, but I just don't know where I stack up against having a response and staying active. And that'd be interesting to know, I guess, compared to people going to that same.
There's so many different variables.
Yeah, that's the thing
with everybody else.
It's not necessarily apples to apples,
Yeah.
But it's been good. And the most treatments I've been going through, I've been getting steroid med for about 20 minutes, and then I get calcium for about an hour, maybe 45 minutes. Wow. And then if he puts me on the neuropathy med, that'll take 2 hours because 2 of them are going into one.
And that's the one that makes you sensitive to cold.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I would not be able to, I could maybe touch this can. That's getting a little bit warmer, but like straight out of the refrigerator. I touch it and go like, ow. And
Now that it's not only just touching, but also drinking, right?
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
That's, yeah. Dad used to make me protein shakes too much. I mean, it's good.
Oh wait, what was the weird shit he was putting in that? Because I said that I'd throw up. I'm pretty sure that was the protein shakes.
Protein powder, milk,
Okay.
banana. So it was like a
Oh,
banana
banana's
shake.
good.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
it was something else.
No.
Maybe that was a different.
And then there
thing
was
that
an
you're-
actual protein, like you buy it at Sam's Club, like
Okay.
protein shake.
Yeah.
It's just crack it open.
It must have been something else that your dad did for you or made for you at one point.
Yeah.
Where you were telling me about it, and there was some flavor or ingredient that was in there, and
like, no.
I about threw up just
Like, no.
hearing about it.
Yeah, so he would like make me like a banana protein.
Well, that
powder
sounds
shake.
delicious.
Yeah, but when you have it every fucking day,
Well,
you know,
I have something similar to that because I take a protein shake when I go to the gym.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just have a strawberry one.
Yeah.
I've actually been tempted to get out the blender and put some
Yeah.
bananas in it. or
it's
something.
different when you work out and then your body like needs the nutrients.
Right, for
Whereas for me, I'm just drinking it to drink it, you know? And so dad put in like 2
You're
or 3
drinking it to survive.
Yes. Come on. So dad put in like 2-3 ice cubes in it, you know, to make
Yeah.
it more of a smoothie. And then I drank it.
World of difference.
That
Well,
first
and just banana is, I don't know. You know, give
Yeah.
me some strawberry syrup or something like that.
So that was
Flavoring.
the hard part. It was the ice is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I learned the hard way. Went to the living room like, oh, let's put this down, and then it was like I was swallowing firecrackers or something. It was just I'm like, no, I can't do that. Can't do that. You know. So, but you know,
Yikes.
I'm working. I'm staying active. I went camping. I've been on my bike.
Yeah, you're doing it all, man.
Yeah. People say I'm an inspiration.
Cheers, motherfucker.
Thank you.
You're doing great,
We're
man.
here. We're here.
Yeah. And we got these liquid Jolly Ranchers.
Oh my God, so good.
Yeah, man. So I'm not sure how many shots we put into this, but as long as we're over the 25% alcohol,
There you go.
that's what I'm going for.
25 to life.
Because we have to prepare ourselves for 8 o'clock tonight.
That's right. I'm excited.
Kamala Pence.
My mom was like, why? It's like, why are you excited for debates? I'm like, for one, the first one,
They are exciting.
they're exciting. You know, it kind of gets you like geared up to vote. And
I just want to see him get his ass handed
Yes,
to him.
I do.
I really hope that happens. I hope that she's relentless. I wish that the Democrats would learn how to pull punches. Not necessarily as many as the Republicans do, but they're
I think we take the high road.
well, yeah,
too much.
but there's that, and it just Democrats are just wusses, you know.
we take the high road. Like we can't stoop down in that mentality.
Yeah, but
we
you
can't.
you can,
right.
because you've been on the high road too long. You need to stick it to them a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what the
put
patterns.
them in their place verbally, at least.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, I mean, I was excited because, you know, it's history. You're watching history. And then I'm a big fan of Saturday Night Live. So I'm
Yeah.
like studying it and like, okay. how's
Waiting to
this-
see what they could do with it
Yeah.
on Saturday.
Yeah. So then I'm watching it. And then people are just naturally, they're just going to talk about it.
For sure.
Whether it's your coworkers or whoever it might be. But I'm like, yeah, it's just kind of keeping my finger on the pulse of kind of what's going on, you know. And I don't know.
Every election, and maybe it's because of age, or maybe it's because shit is getting more real, or I don't know if shit is getting more real. It seems like it is, but maybe there's other factors in there. But I definitely pay more attention now than I did back in the day. And I remember paying attention quite a bit in 2008. But I was actually over in Iowa City, and the candidates would come out, and then once it got down closer to the race, closer to the election, rather, Obama came to, I believe it was called the Field House, and I was like within, I don't know, like 5 rows of the stage when he was there, and this was like days before the election,
Right.
And him doing a final push, and it was
He's,
cool to be a part of that.
Man, when you see him, it's different. When like you see him on TV, very articulate. when you see him in person, it's like a whole nother ball game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you could like be in person and watch him, and it's one thing.
He's very charismatic.
Yeah, but then you watch it on TV, unedited. It's just like a little different. But
A little bit.
yeah, I got to see him. I was fortunate enough to see him twice, and got to shake his hand in Boone, and that was pretty cool because I was super close. And then he just
That's
went
cool.
right down the line enough for me to go like. And then I caught his hand. I'm like, holy shit! It's like butter. It's just like smooth. So that was really cool, and yeah, I was glad to see him. And that particular night when he was in Boone, he went to the Iowa State Fair. So every single overpass when I was married still,
Yeah.
we were coming back home. We ordered pizza and went back home. And I'm like thinking, I think he's going to the fair. Oh, no way. I'm like, I think he's going to the fair. Every single overpass had a cop at the top just watching traffic or whatever. And then before you know it, we're watching the news.
Lo and behold.
I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? And everyone was going, 4 more years, 4 more. And he was buying beer for everyone. Like,
Nice.
fuck you, you know? And then everyone started chanting, 4 more beers, 4 more beers. It's like, wow. It's like, I would love to play bumper
That's
cars with
great.
Obama. Just,
Oh my God. Could you
So,
imagine?
That was 2012, though. That was 2012.
right,
Yeah.
right.
I was like, holy Lord, man. That was.
It would be weird if they were saying 4 more years in
08.
2008. He's
So,
like,
yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
He
but-
showed up. I was so pissed. Like, okay, so I was in the groove of like my parents would go out and, you know, I try to meet candidates when they're around. We've done that before.
Right.
And Obama in 08, I was in college. I printed off an 8x10 and I put it at the kitchen table because just up north is Randall, Iowa. Search for it. In Randall, there's this place called the Randall Gym, and you can, it's just a gym. It's just this building, and you can rent it out for community things. And this was where he was just kind of a no-name candidate, and he was slated to speak up there. So mom and dad were in like Des Moines for some reason. And then I told her, can you stop by home and grab this? If he can sign it, sign it. I'm getting excited knowing that they're going to see him. And I get home, and it's still on the table.
Oh.
And I'm like, fuck. And my parents were like, at that time in the primaries, Obama wasn't their candidate. And they liked him, but they were just like, I don't think he's going anywhere. I like him. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. And my parents were like, well, no, we could have met him. There wasn't that many people there. I'm like, why didn't you fucking... And then fast
Oh,
forward.
Joe, you and your hobbies.
So then fast forward. Oh, no, we just didn't. We decided to leave. We could have waited in line.
Wow.
It's like, what the fuck? And then before you know it, boom, 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 president, like, he's never coming back again to the fucking Randall Gym. It was like,
Yeah, man. I miss him.
that was a good time.
I miss him a lot.
Yeah, so that was a good
Sad.
time. But I mean, again, it's, you know, I think around college that time, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'm a little bit more in tune with things with just the age I'm at. Or I don't know. Things are, it goes back to, who's that comic that's on SNL? He was a writer, John Mulaney,
Okay.
where he has that bit of there's a horse in the hospital, and that horse would basically be, you know, the chaotic Trump. But the way he explained it, he's like, you know, if you're, he's like, you used to trust the president. You didn't have to check in all the time.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you have a babysitter you trust, you don't really have to check in.
Right.
But if your babysitter is Gary Busey, you might want to check in from time to time. So I think that's kind of where I'm at with politics. Is I'm just kind of, what's going on? Okay, what? Okay, you know, Obama wasn't so touch and go.
How long do you think until we can go back to just trusting?
This next election, if it
You think
goes
so?
well,
But then is the other almost half of America going to be weird about it? Like, are they going to be the ones that are constantly on his ass about things, checking in? Or like, is a lot of this stuff that we're experiencing now not going to go away because because of the party lines are so divided?
I think Joe will bring people together a little bit. Not a lot.
I hope so,
But enough.
but I don't know how to break through to stupid.
He's
You
right,
know?
right.
And I'm not saying that everybody that supports Trump is,
Right.
but a big percentage of people are not smart, Joe. Like a big percentage.
But look at it this way though, is Biden has convinced
Yeah.
or swayed people who are Republican to vote Democrat just to get back on track. You know? Because there's Republicans out there that are like, I don't like Trump. Sorry.
Right.
Like,
Well, and I've talked about this before. I believe that Biden is Republican classic.
yeah.
And that's
can-
got to be appealing. And you have to see that.
But you
That-
can have a conversation with Joe.
Yeah.
You can't have a
I'm
conversation.
doing it right now.
Yeah, that's right. 2020. You can't seem to have a conversation with our president, you know?
Yeah. Well, and what the fuck's going to happen to Trump if he's out of there?
We'll
Are
see.
people still going to rally behind him somehow? Is he going to
There'll probably
do
be
something
riots.
else, or is he going to? Oh, there's going to be riots no matter what. It's stupid.
I think he'll behave.
I really hope there's not, but I feel like
I feel if the election is super close, he's gonna like drag it out,
Yeah.
or have recounts or whatever the case it is.
well, that's what that's one of the things they've been saying. You can't plan on election day; it's election month.
Yeah. If it's like Biden won, then he's gonna throw a fit and be like, "Oh, those are lies," blah blah blah. I think eventually he'll get the idea because we have rules and regulations to, you know, next president it's noon that on the
Right.
January 20th or whatever. You know, and then I think it's just going to turn, I think there'll be some change, but I think he'll eventually leave.
Yeah.
It'll be hard, but I think he'll leave.
Well, yeah.
But
Hope. I hope so. There's mixed reactions about this from everybody. Bernie Sanders was just on Real Time with Bill Maher.
Really? Okay.
And discussing this. And Bill Maher was like, what is the plan? And he was like, well, we don't, you know,
we
there's
don't
my,
know.
we don't have a plan because it's never happened before.
but we're
And,
assuming.
and Bill Maher's been singing that song for a long time that he's not going to leave. Like that started back in 2018.
but we don't know. I mean, we're assuming.
I mean, look at some of the stuff that he said.
Yeah, that's true.
And
I mean, like,
he may be all talk,
yeah.
and he's definitely a terrible person.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's. I hope it's a landslide.
What are you gonna do when the movers are already packing up all your shit? Are you still gonna? Does he have squatting
And
rights?
well, and how much shit can you actually bring into the White House?
True. You know, not you don't own
All
a whole lot.
yeah, all the furniture for the most part is not yours.
Yeah, you don't own a whole lot as president.
Yeah.
But what happens is there is a warehouse of presidential furniture
Mm-hmm.
that, like the Resolute desk. There's several different Resolute desks. So if you're the new president, you can pick a Resolute desk and be like, I want the one that Kennedy had. Then they ship that in. So as part of his move out, you move that out, you let the next president decide, you know, what curtains do you want? What floor carpet, you know, do you want in the Oval Office? So like different things like that. And yes, they don't own it, but they still have to pick that up and put that into the warehouse and then have the next president be like, this is what we're doing.
If you were president,
Yeah.
President Joseph Vaughn,
Oh.
would you go by Joe or Joseph
I'd probably go by Joe.
or
Keep it.
or Louis?
There you go. Right.
Do that. Would you etch your name in the desk somewhere?
Probably. Probably underneath where it's not obvious.
Right. Maybe in a corner
Yeah.
by the leg.
You know what I would do?
Somebody would walk in on you under there.
Hey, what's
doing
up?
this.
I would take the Resolute desk from National Treasure. See, there you go.
yes.
And then it actually opens up and it has these cool compartments in it.
You don't know that the original doesn't do that.
I don't. Yeah, it's true.
That's
It's
true.
And then I would invite Nick Cage over all the time. Be like, hey, what's up? What do you
Why
want?
the hell not?
What do you want
And
to
then
say?
we can ask him what the fuck's going on with his most recent movies.
Yeah. Just like,
Hey, Nick, could you explain Mandy to me?
yeah.
All right, slam it.
Let's slam it.
All right, commercial
stuff.
time.
Commercial.
Commercial time. We'll be right back. You need anything?
I got plenty of fluid. I'm good to go. Yeah.
All right. Good. I'm glad. Test, test, test.
Chickadee check.
Chickadee China.
So I don't know, I might buy a hat.
Okay.
SNL said that they have new merchandise and they have several hats
All
that
right.
say SNL.
Mine
SNL.
says NASA.
And upside down V's. Anyway. So
It's the worm. It's the worm logo.
I don't know. There's like 3 different options. One just like has a big S and L.
That'd be cool.
But then another one is black that has SNL, and then around it has the lettering Saturday Night Live.
Oh, that's cool.
On it.
That's like the classic logo.
Look.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if I take that, I'm like, I think the only thing is like, I want that logo on a different hat. But I don't know. It's like $26. Who
We
gives-
still good over there? You see some numbers running on it?
Whoa, my ears. Yeah, we're going.
Good.
We're going well. Oh, very nice.
Oh,
Very-
yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back. This one isn't bad.
Yeah.
I've had some shitty monsters,
Mango Loco.
but this isn't so bad. This one is juice.
Juice. OJ.
Juice.
Juice.
If our deal with Captain Morgan doesn't go through, I'm telling you, monster, Joe drinks like 45 of these a day.
Probably how I got can. I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows? Here's the thing. It's got to be in the details. The devil's in the details, Joe.
Whoops.
And so gum Arabic?
Oh. My God.
Oh, Arabic. Arabic.
Arabic. Arabic.
I'm stupid.
Guava puree.
Yeah.
White grape juice. Concentrate. Glucose. Apple juice. The best apple juice. Okay, folks. Citric acid. Taurine.
It's been a roller coaster for me today. And as you are well aware,
Yeah.
I did like a coffee power nap before we did this because I made the mistake of, so normally my schedule is I wake up at 7:30. I make sure that the kids are all ready for school. I get them to school. By the time I drop Kara off, I get back at about 8:20. All right. Normally, I will lay back down for a while, get some more sleep, and then I always try to get up at like 10 or 10:30. That never happens. So I usually end up getting up at about 11-ish, 11:30, whatever. Depends on the day. So today I decided to be an adult or try anyway. So on the way back from dropping off my oldest because the middle school is in a different town. A lot of people don't know that.
What?
Middle school is in a different town because whatever. I actually don't understand why that is. But I pick up a coffee, decide to stay awake, get some shit done down here, like what you're seeing up here.
Right.
The reason that we're well lit and very pretty. I do that.
Well lit.
But then we're so well lit right now. But then I get caught up in what I'm doing. Some other stuff comes up throughout the day. I assumed that at some point I was gonna lay down and just get a little bit more sleep in because at this point I was running off of like 4.5 hours because my typical cycle is that I go to sleep anywhere between 2 and 3. But it's
Yeah.
just because I can get more shit done at night.
And you're on typical bar time.
I am, even though
Usually.
and we're opening again this week.
Yeah,
so
That might change some
whatever.
stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird. Anyway, digress. What was I saying? I was saying, oh yeah,
Your sleep schedule, kind of.
yeah. So anyway, whatever. I don't know where I was going with that, but the point is that it got to be about 2:30, and then it was too late for me to do that. So I'd already had a coffee, and then about, let's say, nooner or so, at one point, somebody told me to stop saying nooner, and I refuse because I know it means something else, but I'm referring to the time.
That's their problem.
But
for
that's
reacting that way.
that's their problem that your mind is in the gutter. So at about nooner, I had one of the Killcliff, the CBD drinks.
Yes.
Because I hit the gym pretty hard yesterday. For most people, probably not hard, but for me, it was pretty hard. And so I was feeling it, and CBD is really good for that to help relax your muscles, and it's good on your joints. And I kind of did some weird shit to my knee.
Wow.
So I had that. So I went from a lot of caffeine in the morning to kind of bringing it down. And then after school again, so after picking her up at the middle school, I stopped by to get another coffee. So for another pick me up, but then I held on to it for like 20 minutes. And then that's when I talked to you to figure out what time we were doing things.
Yeah.
And so I did one of those coffee naps, which if you've never had a coffee nap,
Dude, 20
it's
minutes?
pretty great. Yeah. So you just drink a bunch of coffee, or I did like half of my, whatever that they gave me, and then laid down. But then the problem was there was too much time between me drinking the coffee and laying down. So it was kicking in while I was trying to
Like,
rest. So no. It was the opposite.
Yeah.
I was getting like adrenalized while I was sleeping. So it's this weird feeling because I am really fucking tired, but then my body's telling me that I need to
Gotta go.
fucking run marathon.
Get it out.
And then I think I laid there for about a half hour, something like that. I was interrupted several times, once by each child. Then my wife comes home, and then she lays down next to me for a second. And I'm just like, this is bad. This is a bad time.
I can't do this. It's like,
This is not working for me. So what better way to deal with me being so fucking amped up than to have
Bring some downers.
watermelon, Captain Morgan, and another caffeine drink.
upper and a downer.
Thank you. That was a long road for that, but that's how I talk. So deal with it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one episode left of Utopia on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
It is the new John Cusack show.
Okay. I'm not sure.
And
I'm
Rainn
familiar.
Wilson from
Yeah,
The Office.
That's right.
And it is pretty
Did they just
fucking weird.
did they release all the episodes? Or
I don't
is
know
it-
if they did it all at once, but I'm watching it now and they're all there,
Okay.
I believe.
I did see.
I think it's 8 episodes, and I believe they're all there. I have one left.
I did see a preview for that. Yeah,
It's good.
it looks scientific. Like
It's weird,
Science
and I
fiction-y?
don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but there is a disclaimer for people that don't know the difference between reality and a TV show, a scripted TV show,
Oh, no.
that at the beginning that says this, I'm paraphrasing, this has nothing to do with the actual pandemic that we are experiencing right now. But there's a theme to the show that there's a lot of parallels to stuff that we've been going through.
okay.
Now, it's also got like a big action twist on it, kind of sci-fi twist on it. Not too sci-fi. I don't know. What would the word be? It's fantasy-ish,
Sure.
but it's really good.
I'd be curious to see when they actually shot that.
Yeah, I don't know. But I heard
you
about
know?
it because John Cusack was on WTF,
Yeah, it was-
Marin's
yeah,
podcast.
that's right.
And you don't really hear him do interviews very often.
No,
and
not
I
a
love
lot.
that guy.
Yeah,
It's fucking great.
man, he was actually. Someday I want to go to a Comic-Con just to meet famous people, but that's
I'm not sure if
a lot of money.
I feel like he would do well at a Comic-Con. Not that we're ever going to have
He was
them
at
ever
Des
again.
Moines.
What?
Yeah.
John Cusack? Mm-hmm. No. You're
Yep.
going to need to prove that to me later.
Okay.
I'm not fucking around. I had no idea that he was
Yeah.
No.
Who's the guy that played?
Dude, you're a fucking liar.
The
He was How would I not know that?
We'll talk later.
All right.
Trevor, right? No.
Trevor, what are we talking about?
Judge Story. He was the caveman for. He works at Toons. Is that Trevor? Is that his name?
Trevor Toons. I don't
Is that his name?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, we'll talk.
Like Toons the magazine?
Yeah.
Trevor.
So, was that his name?
Oh, are you talking the Tribune?
Yeah. No. He was in Adam's Family with us.
Everybody, fast forward 30 seconds because this is going to take.
We'll talk.
No.
None of this matters to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he.
Well, Tyler worked at the Tribune. Tyler and Rebecca? No?
Nope. Tunes.
I have no idea
He was
what the fuck you're
caveman.
talking about.
He was the caveman
In what?
in Adam's Family when we did Adam's Family.
There was a caveman in Adam's Family?
Well, all of us were ghosts, and we decided to make our own.
I was Uncle Fester.
You were Uncle Fester. You actually had almost top billing there. So close.
It was fun.
Soderstrom.
Josiah. I'm just making a
Okay. Anyway,
Taylor.
I'll bring it up anyway. So
Here's the thing. At a certain point, I'm confusing names of people from my hometown to here. And so sometimes I hear last names and it goes back to somebody that maybe I knew in school. And that's not.
Well, he was older than us. Like gray hair.
Dude, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
You would know if you saw a photo. That's okay.
Maybe.
That's okay. That's okay.
I didn't know that we had a caveman in Adam's
We
Family.
did. Yeah. So he said that he signed up to be a volunteer. And he's like, every time there's a Comic-Con in Des Moines, I sign up to be a volunteer.
I fucking missed John Cusack.
He was like, whenever the last one was, it was like one of the last ones that they had in Des Moines.
I remember David Tennant coming to Des Moines, and he was
Yeah.
like the big one that year.
Yeah.
So that would have been the year after that?
Both Supermans came one year. Whereas
Wait, Brandon Routh
Dean Cain
and Dean Cain.
yeah,
Okay.
well, Brandon Routh was like hometown boy.
Yeah.
Right there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said John Cusack came, and he said our friend that none of you know at home. He says he always signs up to be a volunteer to
Okay.
be I don't know secure or I don't know what. But
How would, I mean, this would have been 2 years ago, right?
yeah, 2-3 years ago.
How would we not have talked about that?
I think I did, but like I didn't have money to go, you know.
Dude.
But he said he signs up to be a volunteer to work it.
Yeah.
And they have a separate volunteer meet and greet where all the meet and greets are free to thank the volunteers.
That's pretty
so
cool.
you can get your own photo and autograph for free.
Nice.
Just get in line.
Which I'm surprised because
You know.
that was a Wizard World
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
They're kind of dicks.
And then Wizard World, and then later he said that he was invited to the hotel that John Cusack was going to at for the night or whatever, and so he's like, "Yeah, I went over and he had a small group of people in his hotel room. Then we went to the roof and we started smoking pot. So I got to smell like fuck you, dude. Oh well. But what about Wizard World? What are you talking about? Other dicks or whatever?
Oh, I just don't like the way that they operate shit.
Like.
I don't like it. I remember going to Wizard World before they were the big deal that they turned into.
Right.
And things were a little bit more lax, and it ended up not being that way anymore. They have so many rules about things, rules that you need to follow that are unnecessary when it comes to the lines and meeting people and photos. And it's like they're pushing cattle through.
Oh yeah.
As far as
I think it's become more commercialized.
well,
where
it's
kind of
it's all about the dollar bill, y'all.
so you get
And that's the thing. Less than 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Oh hi, I really okay.
And actually, one of our friends, Courtney, can attest to this because she got a picture with the celebrity once that like she wasn't even in position yet, and the dude snapped the photo, and it's like he didn't even look at it. He was like, "All right, next."
Jesus.
And it's like, it was nice to meet you. Okay, bye.
Okay, thanks. And you get
It's fucking weird.
get that photo.
And then when I did the Doctor Who convention that was in London, it was night and day. They were super cool. And like the biggest star in Doctor Who at the time, everybody was just chill and they trusted the fans, and it was awesome.
Like wow.
And it just made me realize how shitty conventions in the States were.
Yeah.
It's fucking dumb.
You get some time to actually say, "Hey, I appreciate
Yeah.
this. This meant a lot," and actually have a small dialogue for a
Yeah.
little while. instead of like, great, cool, next.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, Jesus.
Dude, I can't believe I missed that.
Yeah.
I fucking love John Cusack. Hot Tub Time Machine, bro.
Oh my God.
Such a good movie.
1 and 2.
We should
man.
rewatch that. Yeah, but
But he
Cusack wasn't in
two.
the second one.
No, he wasn't.
Which is why
But
I
they
won't
were
watch it.
So great. Second one was pretty good.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. Because I love Craig Robinson.
He is good.
He's so
I like
funny,
him.
and he started.
Did you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah, I don't know how far into it you're referring to.
Well, because he has a character that keeps coming back
okay.
periodically. And it's some of the funniest shit
Yeah.
that you'll ever see.
Who's the '90s artist? You
Boyz II Men.
say
Lisa
hell
Loeb.
here- Lisa Loeb.
Yeah.
So in Hot Tub Time Machine 2, he is shooting a music video where he's just like really like he's in a warehouse.
Okay.
And then it just starts, you say I only hear what I want to. And then he just starts going all around and then you hear a cut and they're shooting a music video because he's ripping off a Lisa Loeb from the future
Yeah.
and making all this money off. It's
Was that
so funny. It's
was
so
that
funny.
Craig T. Robinson or was that the other dude that stayed in the past?
That was Craig Robinson, but
Okay.
the other bald guy, yeah, he stayed in the past because he was ripping off Motley Crue. Or-
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
just fucking ridiculous. I love
I'm on my way.
it. Yeah, like, and then they look in the mirror,
pretty
like,
great.
oh my god, they look in the mirrors, they see their younger selves, and they're just
Yeah.
like, oh my god, just like,
If you haven't watched Hot Tub Time Machine because you're stuck up, stop it. Because
Fucking-
it's fucking hilarious.
fucking Chevy Chase is in it,
It's great.
out of nowhere.
Who was it that I was talking to a friend of mine and she told me she didn't like Chevy Chase. And I'm like, I get it. He's kind of a terrible person.
I get it. Yeah. I don't know. People are just in a different. I get it. But
But he was in, yeah. Was he in the second one as well?
I don't know about the second one. But he just like randomly.
But don't not watch it
Yeah,
because
you gotta
of Chevy
watch it.
Chase, because he's only in it for like,
4 seconds.
yeah. I was going to say
it was
4
just like
minutes,
a
but
funny.
still. Who was the hotel dude? Was that
Shit.
I want to say that was Paul Rubens, but was it? Am I thinking of something else?
It's been too long for me to like pull that.
Yeah, who was the Alexa? She's still
I'm
unplugged.
like, oh,
Still unplugged.
nope,
I was too busy with the other stuff.
that's okay. We'll figure it out. But yeah,
Watch Hot Tub Time Machine.
Tuesdays this fall on Fox.
Not a sponsor.
I don't
That
know.
would be a pretty funny show.
Yeah, that,
It would get
That'd
like
be
you
a great
you
show.
can do more than a season because it's just the beginning of every episode they get in the hot tub.
and then they fuck up life, and then that'd
Yeah.
be funny.
It was because they spilled beer on the controls.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
right.
what it was?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then they're
So
just
stupid.
Like, where are we? We're in the.
I can't believe that John Cusack even did that movie, but I love that he did.
But to him, it's another '80s movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it,
Fair point.
You know?
I didn't think about that.
kind of
But
weird.
yes, it
Yeah.
is. It's like he could go back in time because it showed them as themselves, but then in the mirror it would show their younger selves.
Yeah. It's like, wow.
That's funny.
I need to refresh myself on that one. But
Yeah, we can
it's
watch
so
that.
good.
That'd
so
be
good.
fun.
Yeah, I texted you earlier. AC/DC
Yes.
has a single out.
Yes.
It sounded pretty good.
I wanted to listen to it before we started,
I get it.
but you saw what I was doing
Yep.
in order to get this going, right?
Yeah.
Like even when you showed up, we were supposed to start, but I was still running around going crazy. But it's all good. I'm going to listen to it. I
Yeah.
promise.
It's pretty fun. If you go to, I'll send you the link, but if you go to Rolling Stones, they had an article kind of detailing.
Rolling Stones.
Yes.
Yes, not the
magazine.
band.
That's right. They have like a detailed, like they did an interview with AC/DC and how they came to this album. So the album
Okay.
doesn't come out. I don't know if this is normal or not. You're more in the music. than
I
am.
think this is, I'm having trouble remembering, but I'm pretty sure this is the way that it always used to be, is that you would release a couple singles and then eventually the album would drop.
Weird.
And Taylor Swift still does that.
Okay. Yeah. And then, so we have to wait till November.
Not to say that AC/DC, one of them's clearly the victor. Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
But you told me that they actually had an album come out in like 2014 and then
2014.
2010. I'm telling you, the last song that I heard from them was Thunderstruck,
Sure.
And I think that I would have been in high school or
Sure.
whatever.
2008 was Black Ice, and then 2014 was Rock or Bust, and they had
Rock or bust.
and they had a single for that called Rock or Bust. In God we trust, it's rock or bust.
Yeah.
It has a heavy bass. Sounds really cool. And then they had what's called Let's Play Ball on that album. And that's definitely for baseball or really any sport. But it's got like this upbeat, let's play ball. And yeah, so it sounds really cool. And then the article kind of states that Angus Young, he had two brothers. They both passed away, but when they were making the album for Black Ice in 2008 and Rock or Bust, they had like a whole bunch of songs sitting around. And then they just, this sounds really good. Let's just wait. Let's wait for those. And so basically this album is a tribute to his brothers.
Oh, nice.
Who've kind of written songs. So they've just kind of been on the shelf. So it's not like they're sitting there 2020 or trying to figure out new songs. Think of it like in 1980, Bon Scott passed away. And then he wrote basically, was it Back in Black album? He basically wrote that, but then Brian Johnson got hired to be the lead singer, and then they pushed out that album with his voice. Not a lot of people were fans of that,
Right.
Because it's like, wait, hold on. If he wrote it, why are you singing it? It's like, well, he's dead and he's doing a job.
Yeah.
So this is kind of reflective of Back in Black album. So I'm excited to see they released the names of the track of it, but I'm just curious to see what the sound sounds like, the rhythm, and
That's cool.
AC/DC is the only band, I don't know, you know more music than I do, but like they're the only band that does not have a slow song. They don't have a ballad, don't have a love song.
That's true.
It's all just hit power,
Kiss is almost similar
True.
in that respect.
Yeah.
And it's possible that AC/DC does have a slower song, but
Hell's Bells,
but I don't know it.
Sort of.
Hell's Bells.
It starts off real slow.
That's what he sounds like.
You
You got me ringing.
Yeah. But Brian Johnson,
That's not what he sounds like.
it's crazy. But Brian Johnson went off a tour for a while because he started getting hearing loss.
Ew.
But then in this article, it said that he met with some doctor that did some experimental things with his ears.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can hear.
Well, get fucking Huey Lewis to that doctor.
Right? I know. Get him out touring. Come on. Well,
Honestly.
can't right now. But yeah, he did some experimental procedure and he's like, I can sing, I can hear. And then like, let's do an album. Let's
Yeah.
do this. And now we have a new album coming out. It's like,
Sweet.
sweet.
Well, we should mention Eddie Van Halen. That was yesterday
65.
that he passed
From cancer.
Yeah, I had a pretty lengthy conversation with our mutual friend Sam about him because
Didn't know much about
he's big
him.
into Van Halen.
Yeah, why don't you tell me about that?
He was just fucking talented, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the one that they went to Van Halen for Back to the Future for the part with the Walkman.
Oh,
I'm Darth Vader.
That's right, that's right.
And Van Halen said no, or the company said no. I can't remember. So Eddie Van Halen recorded his
Something.
own riff just himself and gave it to them for the movie.
Here you go.
If that doesn't make him the coolest motherfucker
Yeah.
ever, I don't know what does.
how many Van Halens are there? Eddie.
Oh, I
c-
feel like I should know, but I don't.
It's like AC/DC with Malcolm Young and like Angus
Yeah.
Young
Yeah.
and like some of them are producers, some of them are in the band. I'm like, okay. So I wasn't into
David Lee Roth is crazy. There's that.
but you know what? He can put on a show.
He can put on a show. Did you ever listen to him on Rogan?
Yes.
It's fucking.
He had
he's
yes,
insane.
and he's got the no one would fucking know it, but he's got what's called the tuxedo
Yeah.
of tattoos of his
Yeah.
entire
Everywhere.
except for here, like a tuxedo.
I think I listened to it when it came out. I should go back and watch it.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. He just had all these stories, and I was like, wow,
But anyway, I got some.
not Van Hagar.
I found some isolated guitar tracks from Van Halen where it's just Eddie.
Woo.
playing, so you don't hear any vocals or anything. It's fucking great.
Sweet.
It's
That'd
really
be fun.
great. Yeah, I was listening to some of those today. Damn. And
I
then
should go
listening
back
to some
and
albums.
I wasn't into Van Halen as much, but I mean, they had some pretty damn
Dude,
good
fucking Dance the Night Away. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorites. Sam and I would sing that.
Away,
And Panama.
Panama, bow, bow. Yeah. I don't know.
Van Halen 2 in 1984. I love that shit.
Yeah.
I didn't mind Hagar.
Jamie's crying. That's a
Yeah.
good, I can't drive 55.
That's Hagar.
It's
Yeah.
Hagar. Even though, do they still perform that? Even if it's David Lee Roth?
Well,
Or do they kind of like,
probably not.
you know?
No. I mean,
There's
if Roth was touring, they wouldn't do that. No way.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like, nah, that's his.
Nah,
And this-
yeah.
Even though it's the band.
They with David Lee Roth, they have plenty to cover.
And then, you know, for ACDC.
I went to I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah.
But I went to Cabo Wabo, which was Sammy Hagar's bar / restaurant in Cabo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a drink a tequila
Sweet.
that,
Okay,
that
that'd be
I assume it's still out there, but
be
I don't
cool.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he has his own place down in Cabo, and it's called Cabo Wabo, and they have the tequila there, and there's that. I'm pretty sure it's tequila.
Did you ever listen to ACDC when they had Axl Rose step in for him?
No,
Worth
but
watching on
I
YouTube.
remember it happening.
Yeah. I was a little
I
hesitant.
remember it being a thing.
Yeah. I was a little hesitant, but the range was there.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not Brian Johnson. A lot of people
Because this was when him and the original Guns N' Roses dudes, they were on the outs at this point, right?
this was a handful of years ago, just
Yeah.
for when Brian Johnson was losing his hearing.
Right.
And so they're like, we need someone to kind of keep going
Right.
with it. But then it was funny because a lot of people were like, why, you know, like, I'm like, okay, it started with Bon Scott and then they hired Brian Johnson and everyone
Mm-hmm.
threw a fit. But his voice was pretty much like Bon Scott.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, who gives a shit? It's a third person that's doing it. And, you know,
I thought that it was during the time that Guns N' Roses was Axl with all these new motherfuckers. And it was like they were supposed to be hard. I
true.
don't know. That's I could be way off on the dates, but that's when I'm remembering it that way of being during that time. But
Here's
I
a
could be
question
wrong.
I don't know, I guess. This brings
Is Axl Rose a nice guy? Yeah.
sure. Why not? Why not? Why not? Is he on Cameo? I don't know.
It's $700.
We need those guys on Cameo. We need Brian Johnson. That'd be so
That'd be
cool.
cool.
Hey, how you doing? All right, it's Brian Johnson. You're just like, oh my god, that'd be fun.
Scottish?
He's Australian,
Australian.
so it's kind of a hard.
Yeah.
And then he has a really gravelly voice, and
Mm-hmm.
and he's friends with Jim Brewer. So if you ever search Jim
Sweet.
Brewer, he has so many stories of, oh my god, it's just like I had dinner with him. It's worth searching.
Awesome.
Punk rock. Whatever happened to the lead singer of Blink 182? He
Which
right?
one? Well, there's Mark and Tom.
Okay, didn't they both leave or something? I don't know what they're doing.
Tom left because he's a big alien dude. He's like way into aliens. And I know that he's done some other stuff as well. I think that he's done some movie scores. I want to say scores, but I could be wrong.
Huh.
But so between that and him being way into aliens, that's what he's been doing.
Really? Okay.
Then I believe Blink went to him as a whole or whatever, or Mark and Travis went to him with their company, production company or whatever record label,
Yeah.
and said, "Hey, we want to do this album." And the timing didn't work out. I don't think that there's any bad blood there, but they just went ahead without him.
Okay. Okay.
And they got this new dude who I think was in Angels and Airwaves.
Heard of it?
Or I could be
Not
wrong.
Too familiar with it.
I could be wrong, but I'm never wrong. And that's that. I don't care for new Blink 182 without Tom in it.
Yeah.
I miss him.
Because I think I saw something that like Blink 182. This is like a couple years ago,
Okay.
where I'm like, yeah, Blink 182 is coming to Sioux City, which is a little bit of a drive.
Yeah.
And you're
That's
like,
where I saw Alanis.
yeah. And then I brought it up to you, and you're like, nah.
That's
I'm like,
because it's Blink 181 and a half.
well, yeah. And I didn't know that information, but I'm just
Yeah.
like, where'd everyone? I don't know. It's weird that they're just going and trying.
I
know.
mean, that's great. Continue doing what you love. I just don't care for it. I like the original three, and it's
Right.
not original. I guess they did have a different drummer before Travis. I know. Nobody needs to freak out about this. I know he's not the original, but as far as the
I would
band when I was really into him, it was Travis.
I would like to hear the original band Journey
Okay.
before Steve Perry. Before, if you look on Wikipedia,
Yeah.
it shows all the original members, and it shows this person quit, this person was replaced, and here comes Steve Perry, and then here comes Steve Perry left, and they got that other guy from YouTube.
Could you imagine? Just a small town girl.
Like a lounge singer or something. Living in a lonely world. Oh yeah. And smoking. So I wonder what like early Journey was with none of the original, like only the original
Well,
members.
clearly it wasn't working.
Probably not, but just like I don't know. Curiosity, I guess.
I don't know. Killed the
But could
cat.
you I don't know. Like it'd be weird. You know they start at bars and before they get noticed and stuff like that. So that would
Yeah.
be bizarro to be like, dude, I saw Journey before they were famous. Really? You saw Steve Perry? Nah, no. It's like I saw some other guy.
Way before they were famous.
They just it's weird that they keep the name.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know. It's just weird that they don't switch
Yeah.
up the name and just like clearly this is okay, fine. We have new people. Let's just rename the band. And then we're that. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
kind of bizarre. Journey's worth Wikipediaing, folks. It's kind of cool to see. But
There was another thing I was going to say. There was I don't know. I hate when I do that. There was another thing I was going to tell you.
boo, sad,
Whatever. I don't know.
lonely.
Say something and I'm going to think.
So yeah, it looks like I'm about here now.
Yeah.
Mango Loco,
It's 7:22.
722. Current
which
temperature,
means,
74 degrees.
Wow. 7:22 current temperature. That would be not great.
Let's go to Jamie for traffic on the roundabout in Gilbert.
Might as well.
No?
It's not great.
Okay.
It's not great. What the fuck else was I going to tell you?
Music, life.
Was it? Okay. But yeah. No. There was Van Halen. And then there was another thing I was going to say. And it was... I don't know, man. I lost it. Damn.
Son of a bitch. Damn.
Damn. Where is that kid?
That was the funniest part when I was like a kid.
What?
Just that one part with Doc. Of,
Yeah.
Damn. Walks 3 feet. Damn. Damn. Just- so when you're 7 or 8 years old, it's funny because
so
he's
fucking
swearing.
cool.
You know?
Man. Yeah, I forget. I had it and then it's gone. I hate my brain, dude.
Music related? Van Halen related?
Yeah, I thought it was music related.
Okay.
Because I was bringing up... whatever.
That's fair.
Fuck it. Anyway. Well, that's a letdown.
Womp womp.
Stay tuned next time. And maybe I'll remember, but probably not.
Oh, you know what? Fun
Yeah.
news. Lewis Black has a new special out. I would love to find
Filmed
it.
before all of this stuff? Or really?
I think during.
Nice.
He had a picture of a mask on.
Excellent.
I would like to try to find it filmed because it
Yeah.
looks like it was filmed, but it is on Spotify.
Okay.
And Apple Music and all the other places.
I wonder if it's on his website?
That could be it.
Maybe.
We'll have to watch it. It'll be fun.
Self-promoting. I like him.
Yeah, I've seen
fun.
him twice. I've met him. I have an autograph.
The thing is, it's kind of weird now. I like watching stuff that's current, if that makes sense. Because so much can change in a fucking week.
Yeah.
Like if he filmed the special a month ago and happens to talk politics, things have already changed so much.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's what's nice about comedians and podcasts
Yeah,
because
it's up to date.
it's out there like that day or the next day. So if you have a handful that you check in on, then it's there. It's
good to go.
almost immediately.
yeah, yeah.
And that's what I like. That's why it's hard for me to go back and listen to something because so much has happened since it was recorded.
Right.
With the exception of like we were talking about that David Lee Roth interview because there's really no
There's
you
no
know they're
topic
talking
of
about the music
history.
and stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
So there isn't a lot of topical
Cicely
stuff.
Strong. That was on WTF.
Yeah.
And kind of what you're going along with.
Hey
is-
everybody, welcome to Podcast Talking Podcasts.
Oh, right. I know, right? It's like a meta podcast. It's weird. But I agree with you. Like, I was listening to that one, and then Mark Maron took a second and said, oh, hold on. Do you mind if I break the news? Looks like Joe Biden named Kamala Harris as the running mate.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, that was like ages
Which
ago.
was it was.
Yeah.
So he had been holding on to that interview for a while because that actual podcast was released like a week ago.
Yeah. Came out recently. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dude, I'm sitting over here still trying to remember what the fuck I was going to say.
But yeah, we'll
I don't
have to
got it.
find Lewis Black.
Yeah.
I like the video. I prefer video. But yeah, he's changed a little bit. I know he's a little
Yeah.
older.
Yeah.
But he's not
A little wiser.
Yeah, he's not as punchy as he used to. He has great points, great humor. But if you go back to like early 2000, 2001, he has a different energy. You can kind of see it. And he's known for the angry comic, but he's honestly the nicest person you'll ever meet.
That's cool.
And so he kind of puts that on as a persona. But he's kind of that weird beacon where we trust comedians more
Right.
than, like Stephen Colbert and like Jon Stewart. And like, how did we get to this point where we trust comedians more than we trust news anchors? I guess there's no people in between.
Yeah.
Of like, this is what we're going to talk about. This is what the narrative is.
True or false? Stephen Colbert's Late Show is basically successful because he got it when Trump became president. True or false?
True.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost the same.
I feel like he still would have been successful, but it wouldn't be what it's turned into.
I'm kind of bummed.
Most of
that-
his monologues are about Trump.
I'm kind of bummed that it's pretty much the Colbert Report, just more Stephen Colbert and not
Him, not the character.
not the character, but it's still that kind of mentality
It's very
of
political.
let's make fun of politics. And he's always been in that politics round, and so
Yeah.
it's just kind of, yes, he's funny, and I think I go to him when I want a political haha, laugh. But even Letterman was like similar to Leno, where when you're in those big well-known shows, established shows, Leno and Letterman both kind of treated the monologue like a newspaper. You have a little bit in sports, you have a little bit here, you have a little bit in lifestyle, you have a little bit, and it's just like
True.
Colbert he seems angry right now. I don't know if that's going to change if Biden wins,
Yeah.
but it's just kind of, it's a little too political for me. It's funny, it's great.
I just want to change a pace
Yeah.
for everything.
Yeah.
I don't, like you were talking about, you used to be able to just trust the president and not have to check in very often. Wouldn't that be fucking great?
Right, yeah.
Just to have somebody that's on the side of the world surviving and America actually succeeding and not the billionaires.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you remember what that was like? Because I barely do.
Right?
Dude, it feels like fucking forever since things have been normal. You know what I mean? We were talking about the 6 month mark of you fighting cancer.
Yeah.
And on one side of the coin, 6 months, it seems like it's flown by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It seems, I don't know if it feels the same to you because obviously you're living it, but it seems like it's gone by super fast. But at the same time, since March, when the pandemic started, or when it went public,
Yeah.
that seems like it's been fucking forever.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
So from a cancer perspective, I was diagnosed April 6th.
Yeah.
And yesterday was October 6th. From a cancer perspective, it's like, really? It's been that long?
Yeah.
But from a COVID perspective, it's like, it's been 19 fucking years.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
yeah.
Anyway, guess what? It's debate time.
Yes,
We're gonna go watch it. We might talk about it later.
Boom,
We'll
yeah.
see. God, I hope she. Oh,
Well, you know what I didn't know? My dad told me that I learned this today was that Mike Pence had a radio show similar to, look it up. It was around, I forget when it was, but
he never had any lady guests.
what? I don't know. Well, I guess because his wife would be,
he can't be alone with
unless it's on the audio or call in. I don't
he
know.
knows that they're just gonna rip his clothes off, Joe.
I know.
That's why they had to put up the plastic or the plexiglass barricades
Keep
for
'em
tonight
out.
to keep Kamala off.
Keep him out. Just, it's like a bird, just hits it and there you go.
I love it.
So yeah, he had a show called the Mike Pence Show, and my dad told me
Original.
that he was kind of a Rush Limbaugh character kind of type. So he's gonna come.
You think he's gonna bust
swinging
that out?
a little bit, and Kamala's gonna be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Dude, your president buddy, he's
I'm-
a terrible person.
This is what I'm expecting for future. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to be a little more tame.
Okay.
I'm expecting Kamala to come out with the punches, and I think that's kind of what my expectation is.
All right.
And I think it's going to be just a little more tame, but it's going to be. I don't think you're going to change minds at this point, but at least it's something to have a conversation about, and that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know.
I
yet.
mean, even if he has,
Or interrupting. It's not going to be as interrupty, and
I don't think that they're going to allow that.
based off.
Well,
yeah,
they said that they were gonna like a day or two after the original debate, the shit show. They said that they were gonna change the rules for the debate. Now, granted, it's not the same people, but
Yeah.
they need to cover that. I don't know, man. I think that he can come out like a Rush Limbaugh type with his talking points, but I don't think he can.
Ooh.
He can't change the facts.
No. And Kamala's all about the facts.
Did you see Trump in his? He recorded a video outside the White House or whatever. He looked like he doubled up on his makeup and saying, I don't know. He was saying the stupidest shit ever, but he was, saying how much he's learned, and he's saying that he's going to provide the same treatment that he got at Walter Reed to everybody for free. And like immediately people are fact checking him and saying that's not possible. And basically if the average person was to, and I hope I'm not getting this wrong, but if the average person was to get the same treatment that he got at Walter Reed, it would be over $100,000.
Yeah, I've heard similar details.
And he was like, everybody's getting it for free. No.
But you're against
It's not.
socialism and like, you know.
And the fact that he's holding, God, fuck this dude. And the fact that he's stopping all of the stimulus talks.
Until he gets reelected.
Exactly.
It's like,
Fuck you.
yeah, like, okay, fine.
What is this dude going to do if he does lose the election? What's he going to do with that time?
Time will tell, because he has November, December, a month and a half, 2 months,
Yeah.
and just to tweet and say, or you drag it out or come up with bullshit.
But like, what is he going to try to push through? Are there restrictions on what a president can do during that time?
I don't think so.
Or can you just fucking go nuts?
I think you can go nuts because you're still president. Now, the president-elect can't really do anything until Inauguration Day.
But you can undo a lot of shit after January 20th.
Yeah. And that's kind of what Trump did first day, was just sign, show it off, sign, show it. It's like, what are you doing?
We did get some good memes.
Yeah, we did. Pokemon cards.
There's the one, it was just the alphabet
Yeah.
poorly drawn. Let's do it, Doug.
Let's
We're out
end
of
it.
here. All
I'm
right.
out. Bye.
Adios, muchachos.
See ya.
Bye-bye.